She's in.
Fleur is back behind the mic doing what she does best. And she joins us now to tell us more. Hey, Fleur.
Hi, Fleur. How you doing?
So nice
Good.
to see you.
Very
I'm
excited
loving
to
this
be
look,
here.
by the way.
Thank you. Throwing it back.
You're throwing it back to where?
It was 70s vibes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about this single. We're throwing it back to the 70s. It's called Count the Ways. Count the Ways of what, Fleur?
Well, it was inspired by Sonnet 43. The opening line is, "How do I love thee? Let me count the ways." And it goes on to list all the ways you love your partner. So I decided to spin it for this song and list all the ways my ex broke my heart. So that's what it's about.
So it's a breakup song.
So it's
Yes.
an up-tempo breakup song.
I
Yes.
love it.
Nice.
I love it.
So, because we were talking, and it almost doesn't feel like a comeback. It doesn't feel like you need to come back. But in your head, you sort of framing it as that.
Well, in a way, because the last project I released was at the start of 2020.
It's like
Pandemic.
the worst timing ever, wasn't
Worst time ever. And for my family personally, it was a really hard time because we lost my dad
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
so
start
sorry.
of the
You're
pandemic.
such a nice man. Yeah.
Thank you. So it was like the music came out and then we had to halt everything and then it took a while to kind of get over that whole process. And then to come back to music, there was, I guess, subconsciously a bit of guilt to come back to something I love so much without my dad being there. But now I feel like it's something that actually connects me to him.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to be back.
And music was stemmed from your dad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What sort of music did he play when you were growing up?
He used to listen to Bob Marley, Simply Red, George Michael. All the vinyl was out every day, music every day.
And he
Remember your
just
dad
loved
so
it.
fondly from the X Factor because all the friends and family would come,
I remember.
would come down
I
every
remember
weekend.
him in the audience.
And it was my favourite bit going in and speak to the friends and family. And your dad was always like the coolest guy there as well. And you just exuded like warmth and friendliness and happiness. As a great man now.
So it feels right to be doing what I love and my first passion and what my dad encouraged in me from such a young age.
Absolutely.
Oh, he would be so proud of you. And I mean, he absolutely loves Strictly Come Dancing, which I didn't know.
Yes.
But he didn't get to see you in Strictly Come Dancing, but you were dancing for him, weren't you?
Oh, I was, because my sister reminded me that when I was on X Factor, actually, in the studio, he used to sneak out and check the Strictly result.
Did he?
Yeah, he was really annoyed.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
That's like sleeping with the enemy back in the day.
I know. He was like, oh, gosh, I've missed Strictly now because you've been on X Factor every Saturday.
So what did he love about you? Was it the dancing? What did he love
loved the
about it?
dancing, he loved the costumes. So I know that if he was still here today, he would have absolutely been jumping up and down seeing me on the show, for sure.
How was that? I mean, we haven't spoken to you since you've done that. What was it like for you?
I loved it, but it was so hard.
Yeah.
People don't tell you how hard it is. I was like, oh, this will be a bit of a jolly.
It's
just
proper
dance around in
training.
sequins. No, it was tough.
Yeah, but didn't you love how your body just didn't shake?
Yeah, I
It's
was
so
like,
solid.
"Woo!"
Your body becomes so solid.
Quickly?
Yeah, quite
Does it happen
quickly.
quite quickly?
Because you're
You feel
literally
you get-
training every single day. I mean, it's honestly when you did the Blackpool dance.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you absolutely killed it. It's one of my favourite dances. What was that like to actually do that?
Just being in such a prestigious venue and everyone was like, oh, the magic of this venue. And you were like, all right, everyone's hyping up this room. And then you get in there and you're like, wow, it is actually magical.
Get it.
Yeah.
And the floor was springing and we were jumping up on that dance floor. It was amazing.
All the pros say that. They say the most important thing is to get to Blackpool. It's what
Yes.
everyone wants.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you've never danced there or never been there, you think, well, how special can it be?
It's so
But there's
true.
something really special about it, is there?
Oh, yeah, I believe the hype. Everyone comes from all over the world to compete in that very room. And we were there.
I know.
It was
So
amazing.
it's like the Wembley of
Yeah,
ballroom.
exactly.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
I know you're performing in March. Are you going to bring any of your Strictly moves to the floor?
I'm very excited for this. So you can get tickets for it now on my
Can you?
website, fleur-east.com. March the 16th at Union Chapel, an
Yeah.
amazing venue here in
that's great,
London.
yeah.
And I'm going to be singing, dancing. All the Strictly crew are coming.
Are they?
Vito will be there. He might come up and do a little something.
A little number?
Yeah, but more than just singing, I want it to be a real experience because I've been on TV nearly a decade now. Isn't that
I
crazy?
feel that's the reason why we feel like you've always been with music, because you've never left, really.
Yeah.
You're a presenter, you do radio, we see you all the time. We see you on Anton Deck every Saturday.
Yeah.
So I feel like you haven't left, but music is your #1 passion, isn't it? This is what you love.
And I want people to come to the show on March the 16th and really get a sense of my story and what inspired me in the beginning, what's happening now and what's to come, so they leave and have a real experience.
For people that don't know that venue, it's one of my favourite venues, right?
Beautiful.
But it's a working church, so you can't drink in it. You have to go to the bar around the back,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
It's
really?
fascinating.
Very wholesome
but
evening.
it is quite a tight stage, so you're gonna. It's given to sort of acoustic nights and stuff. So
intimate.
I'm fascinated as to what you're going to do there.
We're going
If
to
you're gonna
use
have dancing.
whatever space we have.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you see the music industry now, Fleur, from way back? What differences do you see?
It's so different, particularly with streaming. Like, I feel like now artists have a lot more control.
Yeah.
And for me, I've had the experience of being on a major label and having a huge team, and now I'm doing everything on my own. At the band I've got here today, I put all of them together. I've got all my team around me. My sister's still here doing my makeup.
Yes, Keith.
I'm
My
obsessed
husband's
with your
working with
sister.
me.
Great.
I absolutely
mean,
love her.
It's really empowering to be at this stage and to be able to be in control of
Is it scary, like you're doing literally everything?
Yeah, it is scary. But also I just love it because it brings me back to why I started it all in the first place, and that is the love of music.
It was the moment Fleur did Uptown Funk on X Factor. It
was amazing.
Because it was interesting. You were sort of struggling for a song that week, as I recall, weren't you? And then it kind of came last minute, and you had to learn it, and it wasn't out yet. So you performed it before Bruno Mars performed it.
Did you?
Like on television, yeah.
Yeah.
So he stole your song?
Well, funnily enough, I've actually interviewed Bruno since, and he was like, hey, you're Uptown Funk. You're the girl who sung my song. And I was like, oh my gosh, what?
That is amazing.
That was the
Full
moment,
circle.
wasn't it, for you that year?
That changed everything.
Yeah.
And I still watch it back. To this day, I still go back on YouTube. I still watch those videos. And I get teary watching it because
of course you do.
Everything started from there.
Something else.
Oh, and I love you representing in your afro because, honestly, it just gives so many people the confidence to wear their afro with pride, you know what I mean? I love washing my hair now, and when it goes like that, I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were the person who made that happen. So thank you.
Celebrate the fro, guys.
Ain't it, babes?
The fro glow.
Ain't it? Ain't it? Well,